So good morning everyone, it's Jamie and I'm here with a 45-minute yoga practice. It's the last day of November challenge. So thank you for those people who have been joining us this month, and we've been raising money for Macmillan and for Samaritans. So well done. Let's just find our comfortable seated position with the spine uplifted. Roll the shoulders back, relaxing the arms, and just gently close your eyes. And just be here. Don't try to change your breath in any way. Just be the observer. Allow your breath to find its own natural rhythm. Watch your breath as it flows and feel the body's reaction to each and every breath you take. And just tune in to how your body is today, noticing any sensations and any feelings. Now let's place our palms together at heart center and we'll say one long Om to start the class. So inhale deeply. Release your hands, put them behind your back. And then as you exhale, bend forward from the waist and surrender to Mother Earth. Inhaling, coming back up. Release your hands again. And with a few gentle blinks, open your eyes. Namaste. So I was just saying off camera that we were going to start today's session with some Bhastrika breathing. You can either stay seated in your cross-legged position, or actually I like to sit on my heels, which gives me a little bit of extra height. And we're going to move the arms in time with the breath. We're focusing on a strong exhale, a strong, vigorous exhale through the nose. And the inhale will be automatic. We inhale as we stretch the arms up, and then we exhale as we draw the arms down sharply. And the only thing that you need to bear in mind is, should you feel lightheaded or dizzy in any way, just stop the practice and just be there. So let's begin. We're going to stretch the arms up and get ready. We're going to do 30 repetitions of this, exhaling as we draw the arms down. So let's begin. And then let's do some Nandi breathing. So I'm blocking my right nostril and I'm going to pump the left arm down like this as I breathe in the same way. I'm going to do 20 on this side. Let's begin. Blocking the other nostril and another 20. Begin. And then both arms together for the final set of 20. Begin. And then just rest the hands with the back of the hands on the thighs, palms facing up. Just gently close your eyes. Just tune in to the body's reactions. Allow your breath to stabilize. Notice any changes around the head and sinus. Perhaps some tingling in the extremities. And just be there as a witness to the physical body. This practice helps to remove toxins from the body, removing the buildup of carbon dioxide. It's an invigorating practice, helps strengthen the nervous system and relieve tension headaches. So let's just gently open our eyes now. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. And now let's move and begin our physical practice. So let's take your position on the mat on all fours. We're going to do some cat-cow stretches, start bending the spine, moving in one direction and then the other. Hands directly under the shoulders, knees directly under the hips. Nice, long, slow breaths through the nose. Let's inhale together. Inhaling, chin and chest go up. Tailbone goes up, flexing the spine. And then exhaling, pushing away, dropping the chin and rounding the back. Inhale, same movement, just try and move in time with the breath. Exhaling, pushing away. Inhale. You might want to close your eyes during this simple process, helps you go deeper. Exhaling, flexing the spine the other way. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And release to a neutral tabletop position. Let's bring the knees a little bit closer because we're going to involve the legs now. Same movement with the back, same long, slow breaths, but this time we're going to extend the leg one at a time, Nice straight legs, toes pointed, raising the leg up. We're going to start with the right leg. So inhale, chin and chest goes up, raising the right leg, toes pointed as high as you can. Exhaling, rounding the back, and this time bringing the knee to the chin. Same leg, inhale. Exhale, crossing the knee over to the left elbow this time as you round the back. Inhale. Exhale to the outside of the right elbow. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale to the left elbow. Inhale. Exhale to the right elbow. Inhale. Exhale to the chin. And release the right leg. Take a breath. And let's repeat with the left leg. So inhaling nice and long. Exhaling, rounding the back, dropping the chin, bringing the knee to the chin. Inhale. Exhaling, crossing the knee to the right elbow. Inhale. Exhaling to the left elbow. Inhale. Exhale to the right elbow. Inhale. Exhale to the left. Inhale. Last one of these. Exhale to the chin. And release the left knee now. Very nice. Just widen the knees now and let's find our resting warrior. So we're going to sink the hips back towards the heels, stretching the arms forward, creating that lovely long spine. Forehead down on the mat or towards the mat. We're really stretching those arms forward. Lengthening the breath and lengthening the spine. Creating some space between the vertebrae. Allowing our breath to go deep in. Now let's slowly transition into an up dog, so laying our belly down onto the mat. Rolling the shoulders away from the ears, elbows in, keep the legs active with the toes pointed, and just push up with the hands so that you're coming into this back bend, trying to activate the lower back muscles, and just working within your comfortable limit. First back bend of the day. Just a few long breaths. On the next exhale, let's tuck the toes and push back into down dog. So let's do that now. If it feels good for you today, start on tiptoes maybe, with bent knees, and really try and find that long straight back, just as we were doing in resting warrior. And then when you've found that, then you can ease the heels down towards the mat, perhaps straightening the legs a little, perhaps. Just keep breathing. Now let's walk the feet towards the hands. I'm going to try to keep my legs straight for as long as I can. Obviously bend them whenever you need to. I'm walking all the way to the front of the mat. And I'm staying in my forward bend just for a couple of breaths. If your knees are bent, that's absolutely fine. Just feel the work in the hamstrings and the hip flexors all the way up into the buttocks and groin. Now, before we come up, let's bend the knees. Let's throw the arms forward and find this long straight back once more. And when we've found that straight back, then we're going to inhale and come back up with the straight back. So let's do that now. And then release the arms. Well done. Now I'd just like to round the shoulders, first one way, and then the other, just releasing any tension I may have built up there. Well done. So coming back to the front of your mat, just about a foot distance from the front, feet more or less touching, spread the toes nice and wide, and just spend 1 or 2 breaths bringing your full attention to the soles of the feet, grounding down evenly, really feeling that contact with the mat and the ground, spreading the weight between the front and the back, the left and the right, grounding and finding our stability. Now let's soften the knees, tilt the pelvis so you're kind of thrusting the groin forward. That helps activate the thighs, drawing the belly in and standing nice and tall. Stretching your head up towards the heavens. Now let's raise the arms up too as we inhale. Stretching the fingertips towards the heavens. A nice long spine and a nice long neck. And we're grounding down and stretching up. This simple asana really helps the energy flow. And then grab the opposite elbow. So right hand grabs the left elbow, left grabs the right, and pull the arms back so that the upper arms are close to the ears, really feeling that nice stretch. Lifting up and lifting back with the arms. We're going to keep the arms in this position, so keep them pulled back as much as you can, then going into another forward bend. So keep these arms extended and back as you bend the knees slightly and then pivot from the waist. So I'm coming into a nice forward bend. My arms are staying high, and then I'm bending as far forward as I can. My chest coming down towards the thighs, but I'm keeping the arms high. Just stay there for a few breaths. Now I'm going to come up the same way I went down with a nice straight back. So inhaling, coming up. And exhaling, releasing the arms. This time, if you want to bring the shoulders close to the ears to release any tension. So I'm inhaling them up And then exhaling, letting go. And again. One more time. Good. Okay, come back to the front of the mat, and this time the feet are about a shoulder width apart or a hip width apart. Once more, grounding down, bending the knees, tilting the pelvis, standing nice and tall, and raise the arms up again. Nice big inhale. And once we feel that we're stretching up as much as we can at the same time as grounding down, then let's allow the hips to come back and find our chair pose, Utkatasana. And you can keep the head and the neck being neutral, or you can look up towards the hands. Either way, just focus on that long, slow breath. One more long breath here. And then slowly release the arms and the legs. Well done. This time you can just kick out the ankles to release any tension in the lower body. Now let's find a nice wide stance. We're working sideways on the mat now. The distance between your feet equates to roughly the length of your legs. Keep the feet parallel and don't roll onto the outer edges of your feet, but just plant them nice and stable base once more. Soften the knees, tilt the pelvis again, really activating these upper thighs. Pull the belly in and stand nice and tall. Now let's raise the arms up to shoulder height. Fingers stretch away from each other, creating that nice stretch across the upper body. Just be here for a couple of long breaths. Lift up the spine even more, drawing the head towards the ceiling. Now let's move the right toes in and the left toes out. Keep the hips aligned to the long edge of the mat, so if they've moved, bring them back a little bit. And look over the left shoulder down towards the left middle fingers. Let's rotate our palms so the palms are facing away from the body and allow that left hand to drop down to the left knee as we bend the side body and come into a Trikonasana variation, staring up towards the right hand now, feeling the right side of the body open. Allow the breath to go long and deep. With each exhale, just allowing, tuning in to how your body feels with this side bend. Perhaps just going deeper for the last breath, only towards your comfortable limit. Now let's come back up, releasing out of that pose. Keep the arms there and just lengthen the pose a little bit, perhaps shuffling the right foot back, bending the left knee, and come into Warrior Two. Just for a few breaths. Then we're going to do one more on this side, Parshvakonasana. So the right forearm can come down, left forearm down on the left knee, or the hand on the floor as we scoop the right hand forward and opening up. So side angle pose, arm going sort of 45 degrees forward so that it follows the line of that right leg. A nice straight line from the right ankle all the way up to the right hand. Just a few breaths here. We should be stacking our shoulders one on top of the other, trying to keep the upper body directly above the lower limbs. Last long breath. And then slowly releasing the arm, pushing back up, perhaps bringing the feet together just a tiny bit. And then with the knees soft, we're going to take a nice forward bend. So hands on the hips, leading with the chin and chest. Exhaling, coming down. And then releasing the upper body completely. And allowing the hands to come down towards the knees, towards the calves and the ankles. Let's come back up as we inhale with a nice straight back once more. Finding our base with our feet stable, knees soft, hips, pelvis tilted, belly in, nice and tall, and raise the arms up once more. Just going to repeat that small sequence on the other side now. So left toes in and right toes out. Realign the hips so that they're facing the long edge of the mat, and then looking over our right shoulder this time. Feeling the work on this side. Focus on your breath. Now let's rotate the palms. The palms are facing away. Now dropping the right hand down by the right knee. Trikonasana variation. Left hand goes up and we're looking towards that outstretched left hand. Feel the left side of the body opening up now. Last long breath here. And then coming back, releasing. Let's bend the right knee more now, shuffling the left foot back, widening the stance. Hips still to the long edge of the mat, finding warrior two on the other side. Let's move into side angle pose, Parshvakonasana. Right forearm down onto the right knee perhaps. Scooping the left arm forward, opening up. Or that right hand can go down onto the floor if you reach. Looking up towards the left hand. Just a few breaths. And let's slowly release that arm. Coming back up. And then now reaching behind the back to interlock the fingers. Pulling the hands away from the body, away from the buttocks, and taking another forward bend. Keep the knees soft, allowing the arms to come all the way over. As we feel that stretch, hamstrings, hip flexors. Just softening and allowing. I'm going to inhale and come back up now. As I release the hands, I'm coming back up with a straight back. Releasing the arms and bringing the feet together. Well done. Now let's sit down on the mat. And find Dandasana, the staff pose. Hands beside the hips, back of the legs lengthened so the heels are stretching away from us. Spine uplifted. Stretching the head towards the ceiling. Now lift the arms up too. Keep focusing on the breath. In a moment, we're going to take a forward bend and find our Paschimottanasana. If you need to bend the knees, then please do. Start trying to pivot from the hips rather than round the back. So we're going to try and hold on to that long, straight back as long as we can. Let's bend forward now, leading with the chin and chest. And we're going to try and grab the big toes. Bend the knees if you need to. And then pull away from the toes. So I'm kind of opening up the chest a little, trying to create some nice space between the arms and the legs. Neck stays neutral. You don't want any tension in the neck. If you do feel some tension, then just look forward a tiny bit and down, and then to the side, just slowly. Keep pulling away from the feet. And then we're going to go into a full forward bend now. So laying the chin and chest towards the thighs, towards the knees. Perhaps readjusting the hands if you need to grab further down, perhaps on the ankles or towards the feet. And allowing the upper body to fold forward as much as you can. Finally, the neck. Let's inhale and come back up to Dandasana. Place your hands either side of your hips. Make sure your heels are about hip width apart because we're going to pivot on the heels, raising the hips up and coming into reverse tabletop. As I inhale, my feet are going to go flat on the floor, knees go forward and hips raise up. Squeeze the buttocks together, neck stays neutral, and focus on the breath. Just a few long breaths. Squeeze the buttocks together, lifting the hips as high as you can for the last long breath. And then slowly releasing the buttocks back between the hands as you pivot back to your original starting position. Well done. Now let's lie down on the back and bring the knees into the chest. Let's really make sure we release any tension that we may have built up in the lower back. So hug the knees in tight. Lengthen the back of the neck, and for me that means picking my head up off the mat, tucking the chin in, lengthening the neck, and then placing the head back down on the mat. Squashing the lower back against the mat, feeling those muscles either side of the spine as I roll gently from side to side, from right to left. I'm massaging those muscles. And at the same time, directing my thoughts to a kind of relaxing, releasing process. And my breath goes in there too. Just spending a couple of breaths, loosening and relaxing those muscles there. Allow the breath to soften even more. The exhale in particular going very long and slow now. Keep the knees in tight to the chest, but move the arms out of the way, so perhaps moving them behind the body, raising the arms up a little bit. Keeping the knees in tight to the chest, we're going to roll over onto the right side. So keep the knees together. Keep the heels in towards the body. I'm rolled right over onto the right side. Left hand reaches up towards the ceiling and then opens up away from the knees. So I'm now twisting the torso. Upper body goes to the left. Arm comes all the way out to the left. And finally, I can look over my left shoulder with my neck as well. And I'm in this state of allowing. Just softening into this twist. And this spinal twist going all the way from the tailbone up into the neck. And just be here for a few breaths. Slowly going to bring my left arm back. Bring my knees back into the center. Pull the knees in tight to the chest once more, and then roll over onto the left side this time, making sure my arm's out of the way. Reach up to the ceiling with my right arm this time, and then open that over to the right side, opening the right shoulder. Right arm stretches away from the knees. And finally twisting the head so that I'm looking over that right shoulder towards my outstretched hand. And just being there. Bringing the right arm back, perhaps even helping the knees into the middle again. And we're going to finish with happy baby. So soles of the feet oriented towards the ceiling now. Keep the knees bent, perhaps reaching between the knees to try and grab the outer edges of the feet or the ankles, and pulling the knees down towards the mat, towards the outside edges of the torso, coming into this deep supine squat. Allowing the breath to go long and slow. Feel the work on the hips and into the groin. Last long breath here. And then release the feet. One more last little rock from side to side. And then let's stretch the legs out and find our Savasana. Just a few moments, but we want to try to release the whole body and relax completely and not move just for a few minutes. Allow your breath to find its own natural rhythm. Ankles flop open, arms away from the body, just relaxing the feet, allowing any tension to dissolve. Lower legs, thighs, hips and pelvis feel heavy and weigh down onto the mat. Buttocks are soft, and we release the back, lower, middle, and upper, resting and allowing. As the breath settles and the heart rate slows down, we relax even more. Bring your attention to the hands and relax the fingers and the wrists, relaxing the lower arms and the upper arms all the way into the shoulders. Let go, relax, and allow that tension to dissolve. The back of the body now rests still. Now let's bring our attention to the head and specifically the jaw. Relax the jaw and allow the tongue to feel heavy in the mouth. And relax all those small muscles around the jaw and the cheeks, around the eyes and the temples, around the forehead and the third eye center, relaxing the entire skull. And the muscles of the face feel droopy now as you just let everything go. If you can feel that you're holding on to any tension anywhere in the physical body, just let it go right now and relax. And please feel free to stay here in this relaxation pose in Savasana as long as you like. But for those that need to start the day, then let's just begin to wiggle the toes and wiggle the fingers. Stretching the right arm up and all the way back behind you. Bending the left knee, placing the left foot flat on the floor, and just roll over onto your right side. Keep the eyes closed. Just for 1 or 2 breaths. Before we push back up to a seated position with the spine uplifted. And then here we'll finish the class together. Let's place our palms together at heart center in that Manjali Mudra, and we'll say one long Om together. So inhale. Release your hands, and with a few gentle blinks, open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you for joining me, everyone. It's been an absolute pleasure to be with you this month. And I'll be back as usual on Friday. Have a lovely day.